Hello and welcome to our new reading selection titled Egypt, and this is part 1. The school's vision is learn today, lead tomorrow, and the title is Egypt. The objectives are to infer by the end of the session, you should be able to infer the meaning of unfamiliar words using Greek and Latin roots, compose meaningful sentences, and of course, use infer information by using graphic sources, and read and practice reading and understanding on level text. This is the story cover, and we have here the genre, which is expository text, which explains the nature of something, and the title is Egypt, and the author is Untitled. The question of the week is why is it important to understand ancient civilizations? This is let's talk about ancient Egypt. So we're going to discuss our information about the ancient Egyptian civilization and the many artifacts that we know, or the famous artifacts, and some scientific facts about how did they build this great immortal civilization.
The ancient Egyptian civilization lasted for over 3,000 years and became one of the most powerful and iconic civilizations in history. At its height, ancient Egypt's empire stretched as far north as modern-day Syria and as far south as today's Sudan. But long before it was an empire, ancient Egypt was a series of small, independent city-states that bloomed along North Africa's Nile River. The city-states were divided into 2 regions and named according to the flow of the Nile: Upper Egypt in the south, which was upstream, and Lower Egypt in the north, which was downstream. By about 3100 BC, the 2 halves united, thereby creating one Egyptian state that lasted for millennia. The reign of this civilization can be divided into 3 major periods of prosperity, called the Old, Middle, and New Kingdoms, and 2 periods of instability in between, called the First and Second Intermediate Periods. Guiding the Egyptian people was a succession of about 300 rulers, often referred to as pharaohs. Pharaoh, which means great house in Egyptian, was never the ruler's formal title. It only became synonymous with the ruling individual in modern times, thanks to its use in the Hebrew Bible. These rulers, who were not always men, nor Egyptian, were considered protectors of the people and served as divine liaisons between humanity and the hundreds of gods they worshipped. After the rulers passed away, ancient Egyptians believed they then became gods. To prepare their journey into the afterlife, the rulers constructed elaborate tombs, including the Great Pyramids at Giza and underground mausoleums in the Valley of the Kings. Rulers filled their tombs with all the items they could need in the afterlife, including gold, jewelry, food, drink, and even pets. Preparing for this journey to the gods also involved mummifying one's body. The deceased's corpse was embalmed, wrapped in hundreds of yards of linen, and placed inside the tomb so the body could be reanimated in the afterlife. To this day, structures like the Great Pyramids are a testament to the role of
I hope that you have enjoyed the video. So let's focus now on the comprehension skills or skill, which is Greek and Latin roots. Word structure. Many words in English are derived from Greek and Latin roots. if you recognize and know the meaning of a root and word, you can probably figure out the word's meaning. For example, mort is here, this is mort, is a Latin root meaning death. So a mortal wound is a deadly one. And reg is or rex means king. So Tyrannosaurus rex was king of the dinosaurs. Okay. So let's look at the vocabulary. Artifacts. Artifact is a noun and it means an object made by a human being, typically one of culture or historical interest. These are some artifacts from the ancient Egyptian civilization. Actually, these are jewels. Okay, but artifacts mean everything, like even the statues, the buildings, the coffins, the mummies, the pyramids, everything that was done by the ancient Egyptians or any ancient civilization is called artifacts. Decrees. Decree is a noun and it means an official order that has the force of law. So a decree is a rule or a law made by the government or the king or the queen. Receded. Recede is a verb and it means go or move back or further away from a previous position. So move from the position. Or recede as also a verb of a quality or feeling or possibility means gradually diminish. Diminish means to decrease. Like here, the water in this picture, the water of the river has diminished, has decreased or receded because, for example, because of the scarce of rain. Abundant. Abundant is an adjective and means existing or available in large quantities. It means plentiful. Okay, it's not very much related to any civilization or anything. It's a word that means plenty of or plentiful. Okay, but here I put a picture from the tomb of King Tut when it was found in 1920 by the British archaeologist Carter. And here you can see there are so many things crammed in the room, and we can refer to this as abundant. Eternity. Eternity is a noun and it means infinite or unending time, or it can mean also endless life after death. So I here put a picture of the pyramids because they have been there for 5,000 years. So this looks like eternity, endless time. Immortal. Immortal is an adjective or a noun, and the adjective, it means living forever, never dying or decaying. Of course, according to ancient mythology, whether they were ancient Egyptian mythologies or Greek and Roman mythologies, they were worshipping gods like Zeus or Jupiter or whatever, and they believed that these gods are immortal. It means also deserving to be remembered forever. So if somebody has been so influential to people, they can say that he or she is immortal. Means that deserving to be remembered. Doesn't mean to live, but to remembered forever by people. Or if it is a noun, it means an immortal being, especially a god of ancient Greece or Rome. And here reigned. Reign is a verb and it means hold a royal office or rule as a monarch. Like this is a picture of Queen Elizabeth II. She is the Queen of Britain, And reign means to hold a royal position, means to rule a country, for example. Thank you so much, and see you in the next session.